everyone, Maya here from MaiStoryBook, and I am so excited that you are back to join me for the next interactive read aloud in MaiStoryBook's Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month special read aloud event this May. Remember, every weekday this month I am sharing a new interactive read aloud that features Asian characters or a book that's created by an Asian illustrator or author. I am so excited to share all of these read alouds with you, and if you are curious to see what we've already read or what we will be reading next, you can see the full month's read aloud lineup in my blog post, which I link to the description down below. You can find the blog post there along with the whole list of all the read alouds we will be doing this month. There are so many great titles out there to share, so definitely check them all out. Or just stay tuned for all of our reading adventures here on YouTube with MaiStoryBook. Well, today, my friends, we have a very fun story, a Filipino children's story today, and you're going to see that all of the children in this story have the names of different kinds of bread, actually, bread or pastries. This story is called Sal Saves the Day, and Sal is actually a special type of Filipino bread. Sal, have you heard of it, my friends? Or maybe have some of you tried it? If you are Filipino, then you'll probably know about this type of bread. But it's a bread that it's the shape of an oval. Can you make an oval shape with your hands, my friends? An oval. It's an oval shaped. It's usually brown on the top. It's a little bit salty and it's really soft and fluffy on the inside though. So this story is called Sal Saves the Day. And it's actually about a little girl named Sal, and we're going to find out what is going on and how she saves the day. All right, let's get a double thumbs up if you're ready to get started. Excellent. Let's begin. The title of today's interactive read aloud is Sal Saves the Day, written by Norma Olizon-Chikiamco and illustrated by Salvatus. So the author wrote all the words, the illustrator drew all the pictures that we're about to see. And this book, my friends, is published by Tuttle Publishing. So big thank you to them for letting us read this book and share this reading adventure together. Now, let's take a look on the cover. What do you notice going on? That's right, I see a bunch of children here. And what's this in the background? A school bus, so they must be going to school. Maybe they're going on a field trip or something. If I look at the setting, the background where this story takes place, where are they? Looks like they're somewhere out, maybe in a jungle somewhere. I see some palm trees, somewhere tropical or somewhere with a lot of nature and some fields in the background. Oh, if you look closely, the bus got a little smile on it, right? And I see some friends here. And how do the friends feel, do you think? What do you notice about their faces? Looks like this little girl is showing this one something. It looks like almost a little flower or something. And this one looks maybe a bit surprised. They're maybe a little curious, laughing. So Sal saves the day. That makes me think something is going to go wrong, maybe, and Sal's going to have to save them. Wonder what's going to happen. Let's find out. So here's our title page. Has the title of our book, Sal Saves the Day, a Filipino children's story. Our author, illustrator, and our publisher, Tuttle Publishing. Now, as we read this story, my friends, you are going to hear some Tagalog words. Tagalog is the language that they speak in the Philippines. So you're going to hear some of those words in the story, and we'll chat about what they mean, but they're just going to be part of our story as we read today. Of all the kids in school, Sal felt that she was the unluckiest. She did not like the way she looked. Her skin was too dark, she hated her flat nose, and she found her oblong face weird. Oblong means kind of long, oval shaped. Besides, whoever heard of a girl being named Sal anyways? Oh no, my friend, so it sounds like she's not too happy about herself. It looks like maybe this is her right here. How she envied her classmates, how she was jealous. There was Croissant, with her golden brown skin, tall nose, and curves in all the right places. And there was Danish, who looked so fair and neat with beauty marks here and there that reminded Sal of sweet raisins. Muffin's skin was brown too, but unlike Sal's, it had a luster that glowed and made her look so attractive. Many people in school liked Muffin because she was so sweet. What do noticing, my friends, that's different between how Pandesal looks and how muffin, croissant, and Danish look? Sounds like muffin, croissant, and Danish maybe have lighter skin, lighter hair. And notice that they're all named after types of breads or pastry. Croissant is like a French type of pastry. Danish sometimes has stuffing in it. It's also pretty sweet. You know, muffins are probably. Some people thought donut had a rather odd shape, but it didn't matter because he always impressed people with his rich wardrobe. So he always wore some really nice clothes. Sometimes he came to school in all white, much like the frosting on a cake. At other times, Donut wore chocolate-covered outfits or clothes the shade of strawberry milkshake. Honey bread was popular too. She got her name from her glossy complexion, her shiny complexion, which was exactly the same shade as honey, which means her skin was the color of honey. My friends, what color is your skin? That sounds beautiful. Honey often got into sticky situations, but since she was so nice, everybody always forgave her. Her brother, Super Bread, was probably the fairest boy in class and was very smart too. He always had the right answers to everything. Their cousin, Breadstick, was very tall and slim, and she was sure that she was going to be a famous fashion model someday. So we have Breadstick, Honey Bread, Super Bread, and we learned a little bit about all of them. And here's Pandesal. She didn't have anything really nice to say about herself, although she had some really nice things to say about everyone else. If I take a look at Pandesal, my friends, what's something nice you can say about her? Yeah, I think she has pretty black hair, a nice red headband. If you were named after a bread, my friends, what kind of bread would you want to be named? I think I'd really like to be named Biscuit. I love biscuits. Here are some different houses they live in. What do you notice about their houses? Right, this one looks like a cupcake. Oh, I see a croissant up here. All of Pandesal's classmates lived in beautiful homes. Croissant's parents had a lovely chalet on a hilltop with a sweeping view of the countryside from one long end to one long end. Honey and Super Bread lived in a cozy cottage surrounded by a garden of roses, daisies, and sunflowers. Oh, this must be theirs. And Muffin lived in a ranch house with windows framed by pink and white curtains that cascaded all the way down to the hardwood floor. So nice curtains that float all the way down to the floor. And Pandesal, do you see where her house is? Poor me, she thought every time she went home to the nipa hut she shared with her parents and younger brothers. So nipa hut is a type of hut that is traditional into the Philippines. So people sometimes live in nipa huts. So a nipa hut is a type of home. Not only that, she also had to walk to school every day, across a rice field, past a river, and up and down the hillsides. At first, her father walked with her to school, but when she learned the way, she had to go alone. After days of doing that, her legs no longer ached, and she even found a secret trail that cut through the meadows and brought her to the school much faster, like a shortcut. Their nipa hut had bamboo slats for floors and doors made of sawali. So sawali are bamboo strips. Sometimes the cold wind would blow through the flimsy walls, so to keep warm, Pandesal and her brothers would huddle under the blankets that their grandmother had woven for them. Ooh, how beautiful. On weekends and after school, Pandesal had to do her share of the household chores. She washed all the dishes by hand with water from a pail that her father fetched from a nearby well. To polish the floor, Pandesal and her mother used large leaves plucked from a tree, which removed all the dirt and made the floor look so shiny and bright. She has some chores to do. My friends, do you have chores to do at home? Sounds like they use some leaves to clean their floors, fetch water from a well. Television and radio were too expensive for them, so for entertainment, the family would sing together in the evenings. I love that, singing together. Their mother taught Pandesal and her brothers all the songs she had learned as a child, and the family would often gather after supper to hear her sing of immortal love, love that lasts forever, of the happy life in the countryside, and of an old pair of wooden shoes. Pandesal was gifted with her mother's lovely singing voice. In school, music was her favorite subject, and she would have joined the Glee Club, except she was too shy to audition. Glee Club is like singing club. My friends, do you like to sing? Who do you sing with? Do you sing by yourself, or do you sing with family and friends? Well, Pandesal loves to sing. Neither Pandesal nor her brothers had expensive toys. Instead, they made up their own games. Oh, they loved running in the open fields surrounding their nipa hut, climbing up trees, and playing Sipa. Pandesal and her brothers had different kinds of Sipa at home, which they would make out of old newspapers or brown paper bags. So Sipa is a game where you use this soft cloth ball and you use your feet to kick it back and forth across this little net that's low to the ground. And it takes a lot of skill, right? Because you have to keep the ball in the air and you can only use your feet over, back and forth across the net. So it sounds like they sometimes make their own Sipa, their own little cloth balls. So because they don't have expensive toys, they just like to make up their own games or make their own toys, my friends. What's a game that you have made up or created? Or maybe a toy that you made for yourself? Very creative. Pandesal's favorite Sipa was a dainty pink and white one, which she had made out of the paper buntings left over from the town fiesta, the town party. Often when they finished their chores early, Pandesal and her brothers would play Sipa in their backyard. She became so good at it that she could kick the Sipa up in the air all of 100 times without letting it fall to the ground. She can kick that ball 100 times without it falling. That is impressive. Oh, what's going on here? Looks like there's lots of kids going on the school bus, maybe to school or a field trip. One day, the class went on a field trip with their teacher, Miss Flores. The school driver, Mang Baking, or Mang is another way to say Mr. in Tagalog, drove them to a nature park where they could learn all about the trees, flowers, and insects. They saw all kinds of fruit trees like mango and star apple, flowering plants like rosal and sampaguita, as well as colorful dragonflies, butterflies, ladybugs, and grasshoppers. Pandesal knew most of these creatures because they were plentiful in the fields where she and her brother played on the weekends. So they're going to a place with so much nature and fruit trees. Wow. Eek! Croissant shrieked when a wriggling insect landed on her. So she's really scared of it, but how does Pandesal feel about bugs? She doesn't mind them, right? She's brave. She just picks up the bug. Ooh, cool. Don't be afraid, Pandesal said. It's only a dragonfly. Look, I can even catch it and it won't bite. Pandesal closed her thumb and forefinger on the dragonfly's wings and held it up for Croissant to see. Gross, Croissant said as she looked away. But by this time, Superbread and Donut had joined them and were fascinated by the dragonfly. Wow, you're brave, said Superbread, and Pandesal felt strangely proud of herself, though it really was no big deal. Why, one time she had even caught a whole army of dragonflies, which she kept in a bottle before setting them free. So she did something that impressed her friends, and they think it's really cool that she knows about these bugs. When it was time for lunch, they all sat down on the picnic grounds and opened their lunch boxes. Out came the hamburgers and french fries, the spaghetti, fried chicken, and pizza, all neatly wrapped in aluminum foil. Croissant had a cheese souffle, while Breadstick brought fettuccine with cream sauce. It sounds like they're eating first a lot of American foods, right? Hamburgers, french fries, fried chicken, cheese souffle is like a French food for croissant. Breadstick has some pasta like a tat, like Italy. Suddenly, Pandesal felt ashamed of her brown paper bag. In it, she had rice, fish boiled in tomatoes and onions, and chicken adobo, just like a chicken stew, all wrapped in banana leaves. Why do you think Pandesal feels ashamed of her food? She might feel a little embarrassed that her food's different from the other kids' food. Have you ever felt that way, my friends? Maybe embarrassed to eat something that was different than someone else? Or maybe you know someone else who has felt that way. What did you do? Or what did they do? Well, remember, everyone eats different foods and people can like different things, right? So if someone's eating something different, you just say, cool, they like to eat that, I like to eat this. Maybe you want to try each other's food. It's always great to try. And if you don't like it, you say, oh, not for me, but glad you like it, right? We are respectful of what other people eat. Different people have different tastes, and that's perfectly fine. Her mother had made sure Pandesal brought plenty of food so she could share them with her classmates, and her brothers had tucked in some bananas which they had picked from a tree in their backyard. Pandesal loved this food, but compared to those of her classmates, the rice and fish and the adobo and the bananas suddenly looked so humble. She thinks it doesn't look as fancy or delicious as theirs. Aren't you going to eat? Miss Flores asked Pandesal. I forgot my bayon, she lied. So bayon is how you say food. So food that you pack to take on a journey. Oh, but you must eat or you'll go hungry. Here, have some of my barbecue. Miss Flores gave her slices of charcoal broiled pork on bamboo skewers. Have some fettuccine, Breadstick offered, and some fried chicken, said Donut. Soon everyone was sharing their bayon with her. Pandesal felt grateful and sad at the same time. If only she could share her food with her classmates too. Well, that's so kind of them to share if they think she doesn't have food, but why does she feel sad too? She wishes she could share, but why can't she share? because they think she doesn't have any food, right? She said she forgot it. When lunch was over, the children piled into the bus, and Mang King got into the driver's seat to take them home. They had driven only a few minutes when suddenly the bus stopped. Mang King got out and looked at the engine. He poked and he tapped and he poked and he tapped, but he could not figure out what was wrong. Oh dear. They were on a lonely country road with no house in sight. Finally, he decided to go for help. Well, if he's going to go for help, what are all the kids going to do on the bus? Stay here while I look for the nearest gas station, Mang King told Miss Flores and the children. At first, they all sat very still, but before long, everyone grew restless, grew kind of fidgety, right? If you have to sit for that long, you might want to start moving around. Mang King sure is taking a long, long time, Danish said. I'm bored, complained Honeybread. I wish there was something we could do. Why don't we play a game, Miss Flora suggested. But what game, Honeybread asked? We didn't bring our computer games and stuff. And I forgot my Frisbee, Donut said. So they're like, we didn't bring any of our toys and stuff to play with. What do you think's going to happen? What are they going to play? Oh, maybe Pondasol has a game? Because she's good at making up games, right? If you don't have any toys around. I have my Sipa, Pondasol suddenly volunteered. Sipa? Everyone turned to look at Pondasol. What in the world is that? It's a little toy? Pondasol suddenly wished she hadn't spoken. Well, show it to us, said Miss Flores. We may be able to learn to play it too. Pondasol fished out the Sipa from her pocket. It was her favorite Sipa, the frilly pink and white one she made from the paper buntings left over from the town fiesta. Far out, said Danish, but how do you play it? So far out's another way to say cool. My friends, you try. Say far out. Everyone got down from the bus so Pondasol could show them how. She kicked the Sipa up in the air with her foot once, twice, and several more times until she reached a count of 20. Wow, that's really neat, said Muffin. Can I try it too? Soon everyone is having fun and playing with the Sipa. This sure is a great game, Breadstick said. And it's good exercise too, Superbread pointed out. Even Miss Flores tried the Sipa a few times and laughed when she could reach only a score of 10. But everyone marveled when Pondasol was able to kick the pink Sipa up in the air all of 100 times. So impressive. Wow, you sure are great at playing Sipa, Breadstick said. I've had a lot of practice, Pondasol explained, remembering all those times when she and her brothers played Sipa on the weekends. So this is something special that she can share with her classmates that it seems like they're enjoying too. After the game, everyone was hungry again, but they had all eaten their lunch and had nothing left to eat. Oh no, well, what do you think they're going to do if no one else has food left? Oh, that's right, Pondasol still has food. Pondasol spoke up once more. I have some food in my paper bag if you want them, she offered shyly. Well, take it out and we can all share them, Miss Flora said. Pondasol opened the banana leaves and spread out the rice, the boiled fish, and the adobo. Hey, this is yummy, said Donut as he spooned a bit of adobo and some rice. I've never tasted such great food in my life. The others also loved the broiled fish and feasted on the sweet bananas. Fresh fruit is good for the health, Superbread told everyone between mouthfuls of food. Why didn't you tell us you brought along some food, Miss Flores asked Pondasol. I was too ashamed, Pondasol admitted. I was embarrassed. I thought you might find this food yucky. But what did their friends think of the food? They're trying it and they like it. It's always fun to try new foods. My friends, have you tried a new food recently? Yes, did you like it? Well, it sounds delicious. Oh, but this is a great change from all the souffles and quiches and bisques we have at home. You should give us the recipe, said Croissant. Pondasol glowed. How wonderful to be able to share something with her classmates. And she's got to share so much, right? She got to share Sipa. She gets to share her food. After they had eaten, the children sat cozily together to wait for Mang King. Who knows how to sing, Miss Flores asked. Not me, Muffin Crouch. I almost flung to music. Not me, Superbread admitted. I'd rather play Scrabble. But who does know how to sing? Pondasol. Perhaps Pondasol can sing, suggested Danish. I heard her humming once in school. Soon, Pondasol was singing a kundiman. So kundiman is a special type of Filipino music. Usually they're love songs. Oh, remember her mom likes to sing about immortal love, love that lasts forever. And here, my friends, I see the lyrics, the words to a song, a Filipino kundiman that Pondasol is singing. Pondasol sang and sang all the songs her mother taught her. The children were in turn amused and amazed at Pondasol's songs. They had no idea that their classmate, who hardly spoke a word to anyone, could sing so beautifully. They clapped after every song and sat on the edge of their seats so they could hear Pandesal better. Before long, her beautiful voice lulled them into a sweet slumber. She sang so beautifully that they fell into a nap. And my friends, actually, I'm going to play a little part of the song so you can hear it. What this song sounds like. You ready? Listen closely. Sa buhay ko'y labis, ang hirap at pasakit ng pusong umiibig. So sounds really beautiful, huh, my friends? What do you think? Beautiful music, beautiful voice. Sounds like a lullaby, kind of. I can see why the kids might fall asleep because it's soothing. Pandesal, you sing so well. You should join the Glee Club, Miss Flores whispered. On Monday, I'll accompany you. I'll go with you to Miss Kanta personally and tell her what a great singing voice you have. Oh, thank you, Miss Flores, said Pandesal. I've always wanted to join the Glee Club, only I was too shy to try out. But how do you think she feels now? Do you think she feels as shy? No, right? Because she just performed in front of all her friends. Nonsense, said Miss Flores. You needn't to be afraid. Just now you've made your classmates so happy with your songs. Think what you can do if you sing for a bigger crowd. Soon Mamba King arrived with a mechanic. They poked and tapped the engine, and finally the bus hummed to life. They were on their way back to school. Pandesal, you saved the day, Miss Flores said as they got down from the bus. You've taught us a great game, fed us delicious food, and sang for us many beautiful songs. You're one of my best students in class. That's for sure, breadstick, croissant, and Danish chorused. You're all right, the others exclaimed. That afternoon, Pandesal rushed to their nipa hut, her heart full of happiness and joy. She no longer felt like the odd one out in school. For now, she felt unique, a person like no other with something wonderful she can share with others. And she can finally join the Glee Club. Maybe I like the name Pandesal after all, she told herself, as she helped her mother prepare their supper. The end, my friends. So, my friends, Pandesal changed how she thought about herself from the beginning of the book to the end. In the beginning, what did you think about her name and about how she looked and what she liked? She didn't really like her name, right, or how she looked, and she was a little embarrassed about the things she liked, like singing and her food. But at the end, how does she feel? She feels really proud, right? She feels proud of the food. She likes her name better now. She feels proud that she can sing. She's realized that she has a lot of special things to offer everyone else. And when you have the courage to start offering and sharing a little bit more about yourself, my friends, that's when you can connect with other people, make friends, and you start feeling really proud of yourself and all the great things you can do. And Pandesal had a lot of amazing things that she shared today, right? Okay, my friends, what a fun story. What a fun adventure that Pandesal took us on this trip where she taught us about Sipa, about some Filipino foods, about some songs. What was one of your favorite parts of this story? Right? I thought it was really nice that she shared her food. I loved listening to the song and the beautiful voices and music. And I liked how they all had names of bread. That was kind of fun, hearing about the different types of bread. All right, friends, well, that brings us to the end of this interactive read aloud. If you liked this reading adventure, my friends, please be sure to subscribe to MaiStoryBook's YouTube channel to keep up with all of the rest of our interactive read alouds, especially the ones for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month special read aloud event. I can't wait for you to join me on our next reading adventure featuring our next Asian characters and Asian authors or creators. And my friends, if you'd ever like to share with me your own reading adventures or maybe your own games, foods, or songs that you like, please reach out to me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, blog, YouTube. All the social media links can be found down below. I love hearing from all of you. But this brings us to the end of today's Read Aloud. So until next time, my friends, happy reading!